Hey everyone, welcome back to a new series I'm trying out, Game Talks. In this series I'm going to dive into some rather popular or unpopular games and explain the pros, cons, interesting aspects, and other neat little things along the way. Today's game is going to be one that many of you have probably heard of, or perhaps even played, Superhot. Now, before we start this video, just a heads up, there will be some spoilers up ahead, so if you don't want to get this game spoiled, I highly recommend you go play it first, then come back and watch the video. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this game. So Superhot was originally a mod created in 2014, and this mod was basically the same game that you see before you, but it had some slight cosmetic changes, and was not nearly as long. But what is Superhot? Well, Superhot is a unique first-person shooter in which the core aspect of the game is that time only moves when you do. Now, this concept alone makes for some sweet-feeling gameplay. Being able to see bullets whiz past your head and dodge them like it's nothing makes for some unforgettable moments. This game does an excellent job at making you feel like a badass. However, it doesn't make you feel like a badass in the sense that you can just breeze through enemies, but rather that you can take on whatever the game can throw at you. As the levels progress, the game gets increasingly difficult, which adds to this tension, with there being more enemies, more distractions, more weapons, and all that type of fun stuff. The feeling you get when you complete one of these rather hard levels is overwhelming. It's to the point where it's addicting and you just want to keep playing and play through all the levels in one sitting. Another great feature to this game is its surprising amount of replay value. For a linear story-based game, this one has a lot of replayability. Besides the main game, there are challenges and endless mode, both of which provide hours of extra content. And trust me, I don't like to just play a game and then be like, oh, there's some stupid little achievements I can get that add quote-unquote hours of gameplay. I don't like that. I think it's boring. But these modes are actually super addictive and add an entirely new twist to the game. Alongside the vanilla game and these expansions, there are also some mods for the game on ModDB, which either add levels, weapons, or other unique experiences. Now, some of you may think I'm just sucking this game's D dry, but don't worry, I have plenty of complaints too. The first thing that really irks me is the story of this game. It's a very meta story in the sense that the game Superhot is not actually a game, but rather a computer in which you install the game onto. Basically, you're playing a game of playing a game. It's weirdly meta, and every couple of levels it kicks you back into the computer, and you either have to restart the game or something else cryptic, and some people may like this weirdly meta layer of story, but personally I do not. I can totally see why some people would like it, but as for me, if I buy a game, I kind of just want to play the game, not play the guy playing the game, if that makes any sense. However, the actual plot of what happens to the protagonist you play as is kinda bizarre, and is left unanswered after you presumably kill yourself. Which I do kinda like, because there are ways to find out what happens to the protagonist by finding secrets from playing the actual game, or you can just assume what you'd like to. It's not so much forcing the player to feel one thing or the other, and it's allowing the player to explore the game more if they'd like to. But don't think I'm done with the negatives quite yet. One bittersweet thing about this game is the lack of music. At some times when you're fighting a ton of enemies, some sweet pumpin' jams would make this game even more enthralling. But at other times that same music could be rage-inducing. So I'm a little bit mixed on that one, but half the time I usually end up putting on my own music anyway. My final complaint I doubt most of you guys would ever experience, but personally I feel like it's a little bit mainstream. I don't enjoy playing games everyone talks about, you know? I kinda prefer to play the little hidden gems rather than the talk of the town. Maybe it has something to do with my hipster tendencies, or maybe just the fact that I like to support indie game developers. And as for an indie game, this game is rather popular. Like, really popular, which kinda makes me timid when talking about it. Seriously, I almost didn't make a video on this game because I felt like it's been talked about enough. However, the game is too dang fun for me not to. On a side note to all this, the actual physical style of the game is super cool. There are only 3 colors in the entire game: black, white, and red. The red are the enemies, white being the walls of the game, and black is you and the weapons you can pick up. Which I personally love games that can get a little bit artsy by using simplistic colors. They don't need to use all these bright, vibrant colors and shadows and stuff. They can just use nice, simplistic colors. But really, that's just a personal preference. Some people actually may be bothered by the lack of colors. I don't know, maybe you'll really like your colors, who knows. So, all in all, this game is great for those seeking an indie game that can make you feel badass while providing difficulty. However, the price tag of $25 on Steam is a little bit much in my personal opinion. So I'd wait for a sale before I pick this gem up. With all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed this new style of video, and I hope you found it informative or at least entertaining. Have a swell day, peace out. Hey, did you like that video? I hope you did. Anyway, if you would like to see more videos per month, make sure you donate to my Patreon page. For the small cost of $1, you unlock 4 extra videos per month. That's less than a can of soda. So do you want 4 videos by me, or that Diet Dr. Pepper?